Hi friends, this is your ANR sir, welcoming you to ANR Academy. So already we read the last lesson in a detailed manner. So now let us discuss frequently asked questions from the lesson. देख लीजिए, आप ग्रुप सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए ज़्यादा समय का विनियोग करते हैं. You spend much time on your group subjects. What I advise, at least daily, you should spend 10 to 50 minutes for English. The reason is, if you listen English, then you learn. Any language, you should listen in order to learn. So that is the reason I uploaded the discussion of frequently asked questions from the last lesson. From this you get two benefits. Number one, you learn the techniques of answering the question. Number two, you understand the lesson better. So now, without losing any time, let us go to the first question. Why did Franz think of running away from school that morning? Who was Franz? Franz was a school-going boy. That day he was late. For his school. Number two, his master M. Hamel asked all the children to learn the rule of participles as a homework. Franz didn't learn at all. This is the second reason. For Franz to think of running away from the school. The teacher is very strict. He would not allow this type of indiscipline. What type? Coming to school late and not doing homework. Not only that, the day was a very pleasant one. It was very bright. The birds were chirping in nearby woods. Not only that, the soldiers of Persia were drilling according to the drums band. So all these things tempted Franz to have a thought of running away from the school. I think you understood the reasons for Franz to have a thought of running away from school. So now let us go to the second question. What did Franz see when he passed the town hall? So in that city, there is a town hall, and in front of the town hall, there is a bulletin board. In front of that town hall, there is a bulletin board. And from that bulletin board only, the people of Elasis receive all bad news about the war and the orders of the military officers. Everything they receive from that bulletin board. And that day, a lot of people got assembled there. That day, a lot of people got assembled there. Actually, Franz wanted to know the reason, but the dread of his master's punishment didn't allow him to stop there. Clear? So I think you understood what are all the points to be written for your question number 2. Now let us go to question number 3. What had Franz counted on to enter class unnoticed? So now you should give the reasons. You see, counted means here not counting 1, 2, 3 like that. Counted means take advantage. Counted means what? Take advantage. Generally, whenever Franz was late, he used to take the advantage of the confusion in the classroom. What was that confusion in the classroom? The children moving here and there. All the children standing and reciting their lessons. Children opening their desks and closing. So there would be a lot of what? Hassle in the classroom. Noise in the classroom. Disturbance in the classroom, and Franz used to take the advantage of that to enter into the classroom without his teacher's notice. But that day he could not count on it. The reason we learn in our next question. So let us go to the next question. What did Franz wonder about when he entered the class that day? So from my distance, he used to listen a lot of noise being produced by the students in the classroom. That day, everything was quiet. And when he looked through the window, he got wondered, seeing all the children sitting very silently in their respective seats, reading their lessons very silently. The teacher holding his ruler under his arm, moving up and down. When silently Franz entered into the classroom, he saw the teacher in his ceremonial dress, formal dress. He got wondered. What would be the reason? Secondly, all the elders occupied the back benches. All the elders of the town occupied the last bench. And above all, the teacher, without saying a single word, asked Franz to enter into the classroom. And he expressed that he would start his teaching without Franz. Clear? So now let us go to the next question. What was the order from Berlin and what changes did it cause in the school? So what was the order that came from the Berlin? The order was, from the next day, everything would be taught in German language only. And evening, the teacher would leave Alsace. The teacher who taught them in French language would leave their town. From next day, they would not read anything in German language. Clear? The effect of this order was the children sat very silently in the class and listened up to the end. Whatever the things the teacher taught, all the students listened up to the end. And village elders, they came and occupied their lost benches. They brought their primer books and they also read. They realized that they neglected their studies. They neglected their studies. They had a habit of postponing everything for the next day. So now for them there is no next day. So all are feeling very bad. The teacher also felt very bad. Franz also felt very bad. Franz thought, who would teach him the French? Clear? So now let us go to the next question. How did Franz react to the declaration that it was their last French lesson? Franz felt very sad because he accepted that he didn't learn at all. Whenever he supposed to learn the things at that time, he paid more attention in collecting the eggs of the birds. Whenever he was supposed to read, Franz spent his time on bunking the class and to collect the eggs of the birds. He didn't pay any interest in the studies. He felt his school bag looked heavier. Understood? He didn't listen his lessons attentively. So all these things he realized. A realization has come in him when the teacher declared that from the next day onwards, nothing would be taught in the French language. So now, let us go to the next question. Why does M. Hamel reproach himself for his students' unsatisfactory progress in studies? M. Hamel took the blame on himself also because a teacher's responsibility lies on making the child to listen to him. Understood? A child's interest should be developed. That is the responsibility of a teacher. If the student's attention is diverted, it is the teacher's responsibility to bring the children's attention again to the lesson by telling some small anecdotes, some moral stories, everything, or by promising something. So, here M. Hamel took the blame on himself also. First he said, it is the common tendency of the people of Hellas is that to postpone the things for the next day. Next he said, parents are also responsible for such a behavior. Parents showed more interest on earning some money by engaging the children rather sending them to school. And next, M. Hamel blamed himself for the students' unsatisfactory progress in studies. He asked the students that he asked the children to water the plants when they are supposed to read? Was he to declare a holiday whenever he wanted to have a pleasure of fishing? So, this tells the greatness of that teacher. Generally, nobody would take the blame on themselves. Here, M. Hamel is very brave, has a courageous man to take the blame on himself. So now, let us go to the next question. Who was sitting on the back benches during M. Hamel's last lesson? Who were sitting? The elders. The elders of the village. The retired postman. And the headman of that city. All occupied the last benches. All occupied the last benches. Why? What is the reason? The reason is to honor the teacher who worked there for 40 years. To honor the teacher, they realized the value of their mother tongue. In order to pay respect to the teacher who for last 40 years struggled hard in order to make the children of their town to learn French language, to respect the teacher, the elders of that town, and sat the last benches. Clear? Now, how did M. Hamel say farewell to his students and the people of the town? You see, that day M. Hamel didn't waste a single minute. First he taught some lesson about history. Next he taught grammar. He asked all the children about the homework that he gave the previous day. He distributed copywriting books to each and every student, purchased from his own pocket. He wore a ceremonial dress, and he said the importance of the mother tongue, how important a mother tongue is to the individual. So far you hold your mother tongue, it should be as if the key for his bondage was given. To make one free from bondage, he should keep his mother tongue very close to him. That mother tongue would tell, you see, you are not a German, you are a Frenchman. Come out of the bondage. Like that repeatedly, your mother tongue would remind. So he said that. And when the last time has come to take leave from the students, he could not open his mouth. Simply he turned towards the blackboard and with a piece of chalk he wrote, Vive la France. He wrote, Vive la France. The meaning is long live France. He could not speak anything, something choked his throat. He didn't want to show his face to his children. Without turning his face towards the children, simply he gave a gesture to the children that the class is dismissed and they could go. And that was the farewell for M. Hamel. He said, "Vive la France." And he said to keep his mother tongue very close to heart. So like this, our lesson, the last lesson ends. I think you understood all the questions and the answers what you are supposed to write. Okay, thank you for watching my video. If you like my teaching, do not forget to subscribe to my channel General English All for Competitive Examinations. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.